Okay, I think that part is working. If I can switch the camera. Hey, everybody. Is it working? I think it's working. How's everybody doing? Oh, my hair tells the story of how I'm doing, apparently. We have audio and camera. Oh, good. Thank you, Shane. I appreciate that. Wow. Yeah, you know what? It has been a week. And this next week is not going to be really any different, I don't think, because it's the week leading up to my daughter's wedding, the week that I expected to be horrible. But yeah. My brain is my brain is just oof. And then last night, I don't know where. I was not at a punk rave last night. Worse. It thunderstormed all night, and my daughter's dog is, you may recall from me telling stories of the past, terrified of fireworks and thunderstorms. Last night was a particularly violent thunderstorm, and Lizzie, my daughter, woke up when her dog peed the bed from being scared of the thunderstorm. And apparently homegirl really had to pee because she just saturated the bed. Lizzie had to like take the mattress apart, like there's a mattress cover that's part of the mattress. She had to like take that off. And anyway, and then the puppy slept in our bed and just shook uncontrollably most of the night. Did finally settle down after I covered her up, and she kind of smushed herself between my wife and I. And then the thunderstorms came back about 4 a.m. And yeah, it was the same thing all over again. So yeah, it was a long night here. My poor daughter got the worst of it though. She was cleaning a pee bed in the middle of the night. But good on her, because as the dad, I've been called in to do a lot of cleanups in my time. Hey, the cat threw up. Hey, the dog peed. Hey, this horrible thing happened. And you just do it. But she didn't even ask. She just brought the dog to us and said, "Can she lay by you while I clean up?" And that's what happened. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. This the reason that there's been I didn't even get my newsletter out this week. It's just trying to go from one job to another, ramping down the old job, figuring out what's happening there. I made more spreadsheet stuff this week than any person should have to make in their lifetime, about like calculating returns and collateral releases and all sorts of things over time. And I started to get equipment for my CBT Nuggets desk, which this is gonna remain this live stream / Sean's YouTube video stuff. I'm gonna have a CBT Nuggets video creation thing over there. And I don't, since I'm allowed to continue to make YouTube videos, I don't want there to be any confusion. Like, I don't want this to be the background in my CBT Nuggets videos and then also in YouTube. So this is going to stay my YouTube stuff. This is all my stuff that I, spend so much time collecting and stuff. And then I'm going to probably just do like a pretty plain background for CBT Nuggets. That's my plan anyway, but completely separate. So yeah, that's been my week. And I'm sorry, I'm not even catching up on the anyway. Hello, everybody. Netwit. Yes, you're welcome for all the Linux vids. I realize you're not talking about this past week because I've done kind of jack squat. Okay, so Scott, yeah, that was the original plan, a green screen. But you may remember what color my hair was likely to be after next weekend, and just having a hole on the top of my head from the green screen. So I haven't decided if I'm going to try to like go old school with the blue screen, or I'll show you what I got. Maybe I won't. Oh yeah. just straight up gray sheet. And I mean, it's not a sheet, it's a screen, like some special gray. I don't know. Anyway, my goal is to just have a pretty nondescript background, maybe some LED wash lights, like, so maybe it'll be like a washed out, like one color or maybe like two, but just like straight up, like plain. And we'll see how that goes. I don't know. We'll see. It should be good. I looked on YouTube at some like gray screen backgrounds, and the nice thing about the gray screen is it just like shows lights really well. So like if I were to just shine, like I said, an LED wash light over it, it looks pretty decent. So yeah. Yeah, I hope that works. Tell CBT they need to sell for the. Yeah, I CBT Nuggets has I mean I've been working there on and off since 2009. Like the past 3 or 4 years I haven't. But it has never been inexpensive. And sometimes they've had free trials, sometimes they've had deals for longer, but yeah, they generally the price is what it is. Even as an employee, like I could never, like, there's no deals, like we don't have like, oh, use this coupon. There's just no coupon codes. It is what it is. So like I said, the price has changed over the years, but yeah, they don't usually do discounts. They just it is what it is. So I haven't started making any videos for CBT yet, Mason, to answer your question about Google Cloud stuff. I just started learning some more, and I haven't been that diligent about it because it's just like the worst time ever with the wedding coming up and all that stuff. So I haven't. I think after the wedding, I only have a week before I start after that. And I did get something from HR that I have to, pardon me, I have to, oh yeah, I'm there. That I have to do 2 weeks of onboarding, but I don't think that's going to be a thing. I mean, the the onboarding videos that they used to use, I made for new trainers. I know they don't use my videos anymore, but I mean, yeah, some stuff has changed, but I can't imagine it taking 2 weeks to catch me up. So, but we'll see. I don't know, because also I want to get a paycheck. So anyway, yeah. So one thing did happen. I think I talked about 3D printer before. It is still going to be Google Cloud, as far as I know. Yes, Shane. Oh, you can use the color you. Hold on, sorry. You can use the color you wash the screen as green screen. We tried it. Okay, yeah. I think with the gray screen, I'll have some options. So we'll see how it goes. I don't honestly know. I have to set it up still, and I have to like hang the curtain. My office is not very big, so I ordered this thing where you put the screen on a rolly up thing, and I could have just got one of the pull down kind, but I wanted it to be specifically that I could put different colored things on there. So I just got a twirly like post thing, and I'm gonna install that with like a cranky job to crank it up. I figured a way to make it crank up the pole because it's just got like it's basically like a curtain rod thing where it like just slides on. So I have to figure out a way to make it roll up. But anyway, yeah, I'll see how it goes, and hopefully it'll give me some flexibility. What was I saying though? 3D printer. Yeah, you probably saw the 3D printer. I talked about it last week, and in the thing that actually made me get it was my wife needs some skulls, which is just cool, for displays. There's like book displays, and she has there's some with like skulls on the cover that they want to have a display of at the bookstore where she works, and so she needed skulls printed out. And so I'm like, all right, if she needs to 3D print something, that's a good reason. And so that's why I do. I have the bamboo X1 carbon. You can kind of see, you can probably hear it too. It's kind of noisy back there, but you can see it in the background. So, I mean, I haven't printed much. I printed a few things, but it seems fine. I've never had a 3D printer before, and it's yeah, it's kind of cool. I think I can pop up here. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, so I'm printing an articulated, I think it's called, little guy. It's like print in place, and that should be a lizard. It'll be done before the end of the stream, so I'll pull it off and see if it works. Can't hear at all? Can't hear. You can't hear me at all? It looks like I'm seeing the little green thing bouncy bounce. Anybody else here? Oh, you can't hear the 3D printer. Oh, I'm sorry. Cool. Okay, if you can't hear the 3D printer, then that's good on the microphone. Gotta love dynamic microphones. Sorry, that was my fault for being confused. Yeah, so anyway, it's been going well. I've never had one before, so I didn't know about like how to clean the bed and stuff. So like I had like the first couple were great and then one failed, and that was kind of a bummer. But yeah. I'll that'll be done before the live stream's over, so I'll scrape it off and we can see how it turned out. I missed some stuff. Oh, yes, the contract is odd. It's based on productivity, but there is like if there's not productivity in a certain time, you get like a small percentage. So I mean, I would get something during onboarding, but less than a normal salary for producing how much they expect to be produced. So we'll be fine regardless. I just do want to get started quicker than later. How big is the table? It is 256 millimeters cubed. So 256 by 256, and then the Z height is 256. And it's there's like names for them. I don't remember. There's bed slinger. I think like a Prusa is a bed slinger where like the print head goes in like this direction, and the bed will like slide back and forth and go up and down. But this one, the X and Y is all print head, and the only, so the bed only moves up and down, which is interesting. So yeah, it's pretty nice. I again, I have nothing to compare to, but I didn't want to be the guy that like tweaks everything constantly. I just want to be able to send a print job and print. And I didn't know that the bed comes off super easy, which I feel a little silly about. I'm trying to clean it while it's inside the enclosure, and it turns out it's magnetic, and the whole metal thing just like pulls right off. And so then I just took it down to the sink and scrubbed it with soap and water, and this is the next print, and it's like going really well again. So anyway, live and learn. Got a 3D printer. Yeah, so I'll be honest that this Bamboo Lab X1 Carbon is a crazy expensive one, and it's not open source, which I don't love, but it got really good reviews of just working. Like it just, like has light art to detect like when things go amiss, and it has, auto bed leveling that really actually does do that, and auto calibration that actually works. And it's pretty much I don't want to say foolproof. I mean, again, I had things go wrong because I didn't clean the bed right, but yeah, it just seems to work. And so I didn't want to fuss with it either, especially since my wife is going to be printing a lot, and it just needs to work for her. So anyway. Scrolling down, sorry. I'm looking at the comments here. Whoa, FEMA test. What is this? Tuesday around 12:20. Is this like a test on our phones kind of thing? Cell phone network? And is it a test that says it's a test, or is it like a thing in Hawaii a few years back where they said there were inbound missiles? Not cool. Let's see. Did I get the percentages back for the stuff they used in your absence? I'm not sure what we're talking about here. Is this CBT stuff? Because no, there's nothing. There's no percentages of anything. It's just that they pay me to make videos, and then they're their videos, and whatever happens from there doesn't matter. So no, I'm not currently drinking Network Chuck coffee. Although Chuck did send me some of his coffee, and it was good. It was good. It comes from some place in California. I don't remember where, but it seemed like high quality beans. Liked it. I assume that's what he's still doing. I don't know. That was when I got it before. That's what it was. No, the coffee I'm drinking now is it's one of so I have two subscription services. One is from the Green Brothers, the Awesome Coffee Club. Their Calypso light roast is incredibly good, and I am confident that the coffee they're sourcing is done ethically, and all the profits go to their charities, which is awesome. And it is good coffee. The awesomecoffeeclub.com is really good. And then the other coffee subscription I have is from a local, well, regional roaster called Higher Grounds. Higher Grounds Trading, I think, is the name of it. It's out of Traverse City, Michigan, and they just have incredibly good coffee. And they're a B Corp. They all their stuff is ethically sourced, and they make sure that the people producing the coffee are paid fairly. So yeah. Plus, it's just also really really good coffee. So yeah, I'm a bit of a coffee snob, as is Chuck. But no, it's not Chuck's coffee. It's I've been sourcing my own for a while, and yeah, yeah. But yeah, if you haven't had his coffee, it is good. What courses am I planning to take on at CBT? The job offer was to do Google Cloud stuff specifically, at least at first, like Google Cloud, the exams for Google Cloud, like the Cloud Architect, the Developer something else. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think I'm going to start with the Cloud Architect, although that seems to be the least hands-on, which makes it tough to get excited about. But yeah, I think that's the one that I'm gonna start with. And for me, I have to come up with fun projects. Like if I teach something, it has to be kind of fun. And just looking at slides about Google Docs about Google Cloud is not interesting for me or anyone. So I have to come up with projects that can be done there to demonstrate the different principles. So we'll see. I mean, it should be fun. It should be an adventure. And I still get to do YouTube stuff, including finishing off the Linux Plus course. Although this past week I didn't do anything, and it's not, I'll be honest, it's probably not going to happen this week either, because we're just doing so much stuff getting ready for the wedding next Saturday. So, everyone's phone. Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I think we had one FEMA test before too. And I do recall it saying something like this is a test. So it should say it's a test. Yeah. Yeah, they got weird. Not weird. It just changed. And even when I was still there, I think just as I was leaving, was it when I was? Yeah, it was. It was after I left. But while I was leaving, they were talking about doing it, and I was still at the company, but not training when they switched over to no more royalties. There's no royalties involved for trainers now. It's just like per module they call skill, a payment thing, and so there's no long tail as far as payments go or anything like that. Figured a way to block those alerts. I mean, yeah, hopefully they don't come at 2 a.m. I mean, if you get alerts that are testing at 2 a.m., that seems like poorly planned because people would turn them off. Whereas if something is happening at 2 a.m., you kind of want to get woken up. But yeah, hopefully the tests don't happen during sleep time but I mean, it's a shift world, right? It's a shifty world. So everybody's sleeping at some point, but nonetheless. Hey, Neil, my soon-to-be son-in-law. Neil is watching a live stream, and he is going to get married in 6 days. Yeah. My favorite coffee is the... I think my favorite coffee is the Justice Blend from Higher Grounds. They have that's, I think, my favorite blend of theirs. It's really good. That is not what this is. I don't remember what this is. This is Higher Grounds, but I don't remember. It's from their Apex line, but I don't remember what origin it is. I think, let me switch over. Oh yeah, it finished. It finished. We'll have to look at that. I'll pull that off in just a second. Oh no, I lost all my comments. There we go. FEMA test link. All right. Amber alert. Weather alert. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't think we get the. Sorry, I'm just kind of catching up on the comments. I don't think we get the option to ignore the FEMA alerts. I don't think there is a way to turn that off. When will I complete the Linux Plus course? I don't. As soon as I can. Like I said, this past week and then this next week leading up to the wedding, I don't imagine that I'm going to get a whole lot done. Add the Arabic language subtitles. I don't know how to do that. Is that an automated thing? Is that something that can be automatically done? I can't personally add them because I don't speak Arabic. I wonder if they're automatically generated. I feel like they're automatically generated. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I will look. Let me make a note. I'll look into it though to see. Let me make a note. Let's see. I'll make a note here. Oh, my fingers were off one. That was some interesting typing. Subtitles? Question mark. I'll look into that. Okay. As soon as we catch up on comments, we'll go pull that lizard off the printer. Let's see. Canada, something that's different from us. Oh, it could be. Yeah, next Saturday. It is coming close. I don't know if Neil's still here, but Neil and Lydia, yeah, they're going to be. I think they're hyphenating. I don't know if they're hyphenating, but net last names. I mean, but yeah, it's exciting. It's gonna be awesome. And the thunderstorms hopefully are getting it out of their system now, so that next weekend is just gorgeous and wonderful. Let's swap over to the printer though and see if I can. I'll scrape it off. I don't know if anybody will be able to or hear me, but I'm just going to try to scrape it off and then I'll bring it back over to the main camera. See how it goes. Looking good. All right, I'm actually pretty impressed here. Let's go back to here. So it looks like, so this is one of those print in place and it's like completely articulate, like from the word go. And even the tiniest tip of the tail is working. I am so impressed. This is just the coolest. How fun is that? Yeah, that is pretty great. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. That was by far the coolest thing that I've 3D printed. But it was kind of cool. When it comes off the board, it's like click, 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 and the parts are all wiggly, but they don't have to be assembled. The first thing I printed was a dinosaur puzzle that was like flat pieces and like it went together into a puzzle and formed a T-Rex. But this, there's no putting it together. It's like printed. I mean, you can't see it, but like the loops are like, there's no way to take it apart. It's like printed in place, but it's like all connected. Just super cool. Super cool. And like the little legs go down. He's like, oh my goodness. Oh, I couldn't possibly. Oh no. All right. Yeah, this is where Sean loses his mind during the live stream. Anyway. Oh, here we are. Lydia's here. Hi, Lydia. I'm hearing so is Lydia. Lydia's hyphenating. What kind of keyboards do you use? Um, okay. Mainly something that's quiet. I don't use a keyboard that is a cool keyboard. I mean, this is the keyboard I'm currently using. It's a Logitech. Um, it's a K400 Plus. I actually got it for like a streaming computer. Like, actually, it's for when I had the HTC Vive um, VR system, and I needed a computer out by the TV. I use this because it has the built-in trackpad, so there's no like extra mouse to lose. But I'm using it here because it's quiet, like it's silent. And when I'm teaching, uh, I don't want the keyboard clacky to distract. So I don't have any cool mechanical keyboard or anything. And then I actually just got another keyboard for. Hold on. For the setup that I'll be using after that, it's same thing, the Apple Magic Keyboard. They're just really, really quiet. So yeah, for training, I kind of sacrifice in the coolness of a keyboard to make sure it's quiet and the clicks don't interrupt the video or, distract anybody, myself included. Yeah, I don't know what to call him. He does need a name, doesn't he? He's floppier than I thought. I thought he would be like he would move, but I thought it was going to be like, like, oh, he can move like this, like just a tiny bit. But I mean, he's got some flexibility. So he does need a name. He's really cool. I don't know if paint sticks to PLA because I kind of want to paint his eyes, right? I mean, his eyes. I have a thing that changes filament color, but it wastes a ton of filament when you switch colors. But I mean, maybe even just a marker to make his eyes black. Anyway, enough about the lizard. Scott was productive this week. I was not. As anybody who's been following the YouTube channel knows, I didn't even get my newsletter out this week. It was just a fail all the way around, but so many things are happening. Work related this past week. This next week is where I'm expecting to spend a lot of time prepping for a wedding and for people coming to our house to stay here for the wedding and all that kind of stuff. I think Lydia and Neil took the week off of work. Maybe not Neil. Lydia took the week off though to prepare. So, I mean, that's awesome. It should make the week go a little smoother. But yeah, Scott did home assistant stuff. Oh, you did get, oh, good. I just made the comment go away, but Scott, you did get the Z-Wave problem. Was it because it's like two devices on the same USB thing? Because that's the exact same USB stick that I have for Zigbee and Z-Wave. And once I got it configured, it seemed to work really, really well. And it's been consistent for years, just so you know, it has not failed me. So I hope it continues to work. The only thing that I did have to do is I put it on a little USB extension because where my Raspberry Pi, well, now it's an Intel NUC, but where the system that's running it was, when it was all plugged directly into it, it didn't get really good reception. So I put it on a little USB extension and I kind of like hang that up. So it's like up a little bit above, away from the computer. And I got a little better Z-Wave and Zigbee reception. So if you have issues with not being able to reach things, you might think about a USB extension cable and just like bring it up away from the computer a little bit. Let's see, baby whale. I want to 3D print stuff. I break off computer cases. Oh yeah, I'm hoping to find more and more useful things. So far I haven't really. It's just printing the skull for my wife. That was the most useful thing. Fun stuff. I mean, like again, this super cool, but I don't think it's a good reason for me to have purchased a 3D printer. I wanted to have a good reason, and now I get to play because I have one, but it's not the good reason in and of itself. Let's see what I think should do. Oh, let me pop it up on the screen here. Take the Linux Cert LPIC 1 or Red Hat Certified System Administrator or Linux Plus. Confused about these certs. Yeah, so the Linux Plus and LPIC 1, about the same level of expertise required. LPIC 1 is 2 exams. Linux Plus is 1 exam, but the LPIC 1 exams cost about half as much as the one Linux Plus. I mean, it works out about the same price-wise, pretty close to the same price-wise. And like I said, they both have the same basic level of expertise required to pass them. Of course, Red Hat Certified System Administrator, a little bit more in depth and very specifically Red Hat stuff. I mean, there's no attempt to be platform agnostic or distro agnostic at all. It's all Red Hat all the time. I think as far as like what to take for a certification, it depends on what your reason for taking it is. If getting the Red Hat certification will help you get a job or get you an advancement in your job, definitely go with that one. If you are confident enough to take it, if you're not quite confident enough, something like Linux Plus or LPIC 1, they're more generic. Again, they try to be distribution agnostic. They cover both sides of things or like where they meet in the middle. And so that's generally either one of those is fine, whichever place you'd like. Or I really like the Linux Plus exam, but I haven't taken it in a while, and I haven't taken the Linux or the LPIC 1 exam in years and years. I don't even know what it looks like these days. But yeah, whichever is going to get you the furthest in your job. And Red Hat is, I think, a little bit tougher. Like it goes a little bit deeper into some things, but it's it's not that much more challenging than LPIC 1. It's just very specific and a little deeper because it can be specific. That didn't help at all, I'm sure, but I'm so many clocks to feel productive. I get that. And you mean when I'm writing, like when I wrote for Linux Journal and stuff, if I would write, I liked the clicky click, but ironically, I did most of my writing on a laptop, and laptops are usually not clicky. And so when I went to a desktop, it was usually for the non-writing stuff where I couldn't have it be clicky. Hold on, I need to turn on the air conditioner. It's starting to, my cheeks are flush and I'm starting to get pretty sweaty here. Which, of course, I'm turning it on with Home Assistant because that is how I roll. If the microphone is good, you probably didn't hear that start either. Prefer membrane keyboards. Yeah, so I prefer them only because they're quieter, but I don't like the feeling of them as much. I'm okay with the quiet keyboards if there's a little bit of give. Like I don't like the ones that are just like spring where it's like doesn't have a like a I like it to give way a little bit in a silent way, but so that that it's been clicked. Some of the really cheap, just springy keyboards, I do not like them at all, where you can't quite tell if you've clicked hard enough. That's just not fun at all. But yeah, the low profile ones, okay. Oh, a lizard? Are we talking about the lizard? Yeah, probably so. I tried to scale it up earlier, and that's when I had a failure because I didn't know how to clean the print bed. But this one turned out good. So yeah, I would think so. Northern Chimp. Yeah, thank you. I do too. Again, it articulates far more than I expected. It's tougher than I thought too. I mean, the sucker's, he's a tough little guy. I mean, you have to sell insurance. Let's see. Oh yeah, I just need to like embed a hook on the bottom, right? You can like use it as a fishing lure. Oh, we should look up printing your own fishing lures. Wonder how that would work. Yeah. How would you, I mean, you could probably like melt a swivel into one. Cause I mean, they're very meltable, like print it out and then like get a swivel warm and let it like sink into it or something. And then attach a hook to it. I don't know. Catching a fish on a printed lure. That would be something to brag about, I think. I bet there's a bunch of people that are like, I bet there's designs, fishing lures, printable ones. That's a fascinating idea. Like print a Rapala? I don't even know. Yes. So, and that's the thing. It really depends on the specific job because CompTIA is definitely better known, industry wide, CompTIA as a company. But then if you specifically are going to a place that is specifically looking for a Linux person, the LPI Linux Professional Institute goes much deeper in certifications, right? And you have to have an LPIC 1 before you can go for the LPIC 2. And so if you plan on going further, because, the job is very Linux specific, an LPIC 1 might be a better fit. But if you're going into a company that isn't, traditionally Linux from the ground up, they're probably going to have better name recognition with CompTIA. And then if you're going into a job that is specifically looking for a Red Hat admin, obviously, the Red Hat Certified System Administrator exam is the way to go. So yeah, it really is just a big fat depends. And so I'm sorry I don't have a perfect clean answer there. Samples and tests, currently job hunting. Ooh, okay. Yeah, Red Hat. If somebody's specifically looking for Red Hat, they will definitely say so. And it seems like that's been the trend for a while. Like there are people specifically looking for Red Hat sysadmins, and then there are people who are looking for like developers with like full stack knowledge. I don't know. That's some jargon I'm not comfortable saying, but like people will they will expect you to know things or be happier if you know things. But development, because of DevOps and how so much stuff is now coded instead of plugged in and screwed in, that it's become the development aspect has become a big part of it. And people are specifically looking for Red Hat admins. But if they're looking for general admins, a lot of that is done with DevOps. And so so they'll just look for generic developers with platform experience. Anyway, but I digress. Just getting your resume past the bots and now the AI bots to get a real interview, that's the tough part. So basically, what's the common like recommendation now is to do a resume for every job you want to apply for and make sure to use all the keywords that they use in the job offering in your resume so that you match up according to the bots that get the first glance through. Like basically, mention all the things that they are looking for in your thing and how you have experience with that, just so that the words are picked up and you might get past that initial automated thing. It's just kind of cruddy, but nonetheless. Oh, you were using Docker. Okay, Scott. Yeah, you were using Docker. So, I installed it on Bear hardware. Now, the Bear hardware, they actually use Docker, but it's all internal to them, and so all devices are passed through and stuff. But yeah, if you're using Docker, you specifically has to pass through both of those devices over USB. So yeah, good job figuring that out though, because yeah, that can be confusing. Yeah, and you're looking for admins, but it does depend on what you're doing too, because if somebody says Red Hat admin, do they actually mean they just want you to be able to use Ansible? Because that's a Red Hat product. It's really hard to say. And every job, you basically have to complete your resume for a specific job. Look at what they're looking for, and then word your resume and your qualifications in a way that addresses every single thing they're looking for. Even if it's like my experience with Salt Stack gives me the prerequisite knowledge to handle system automation programs like Ansible if they're looking for Ansible. Like don't just say I have DevOps orchestration skills, specifically mention the words that they mention they're looking for. Otherwise, you'll just get, the bots will flush you. So, it's funny. I believe that they get panic when you mention Linux for automation, but I mean, automation is almost always done with Linux at some point, right? And like the cloud, guess what? The cloud is running unless it's Azure, and even then, probably sometimes it's all Linux stuff. So yeah, I don't know. That's why you just have to carefully craft each and every resume. If I'm taking it online, taking which one? I haven't taken. I don't know if I ever took the Red Hat test or if I think I just designed it around the objectives. So I don't know that I've ever taken the Red Hat exam itself. I must not. I mean, I didn't pass and I don't remember failing, so I probably didn't ever take it. Um, and the test formats have changed. I haven't sat for an exam since Linux Plus went to CompTIA. Um, so there are probably people here that might have a better answer as far as what to expect, like format wise in the test. Uh, dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I'll just have to between Neil and between Neil and Logan, I'll start my new 3D printed um, fishing lure business. You guys can be the testers. I'll design something, print it, you guys test it, and if it catches a fish, we'll say guaranteed or not guaranteed. I don't want to say guaranteed, but been effective by expert fishermen in multiple cities. uh Proven. Thank you, Scott. That's the word I was looking for. Proven, not guaranteed. Proven. And Dwayne, I don't know if he answered yet, but Neil, he's a fish catcher. And yes, he does spell his name the other way, which my phone has finally learned to stop trying to autocorrect Neil to NEI instead of IE. So my phone is now trained that it doesn't see my soon-to-be son-in-law as a typo. Oh man, if you know somebody, that's the big thing. Because if you know someone and you apply that, and that person has the ability to pull your resume out of the stack and show it to a human meat sack, you've already passed so many of the hurdles that are the most frustrating hurdles to get past. So yeah, knowing somebody, still the best way. Yeah, and that's the thing too. People are using Chat GPT to make their resumes and stuff now. And I mean, if you're struggling to make one, I get it, right? I mean, it's gonna probably be a very effective one, but don't stop with that. Take whatever is spat out of Chat GPT and personalize it, in your voice and saying things that's true about you because Chat GPT will lie like crazy. So yeah. But I understand at least getting a first draft that way if you're not comfortable drafting the stuff. I do. I understand. I mean, I have reservations about AI and lots of different things, especially in creative endeavors. But I understand why people would want to use it, especially for that type of a situation. Especially if there's like a language barrier, right? I mean, I don't know if anybody here, but Root mentioned, asking me about Arabic subtitles. So I assume that means that English isn't a first language. And if you're trying to make a resume and English isn't your first language, it is so easy to make a slip up that, calls you out as somebody who doesn't speak English as a first language. And then suddenly the employer's like, they're not going to be able to communicate well, regardless of the skills that the people, will bring to the table. So that's a big frustration. And one of the things where I could see AI being, a very powerful tool. Again, I still have personal reservations about the creativity side. I mean, look at the writer's strike. That was all largely over not letting AI take over people's jobs. So it's scary. It's like it's like Spider-Man, right? I mean, great power comes great responsibility, and that's going to be an interesting next decade, I think. Yeah, not to throw him under the bus, but Neil he's an import from further south where they have different fish. But so yeah, I gotta say, Neil, I would add smallmouth bass are great. They fight. Largemouth bass, I think fight at least as I think they fight as well as smallmouth. People argue that smallmouth bass are more fun because they fight more. But largemouth bass, one, fight hard still. Two, they just look so cool. You pull them out of the water and their mouth is like, ginormous. Also makes getting the hook out easier. I'm not much of a fish eater. I haven't done much fishing. I do mostly catch and release if I do, but Bass aren't all that tasty, kind of fishy tasting, but perch and walleye, perch and walleye, those are amazing. If you get a nice big walleye, you can get the cheeks even, like there's walleye cheeks. That is like a little chunk of like delicious nugget of, anyway, but I digress. Um, I don't like trout either. I think trout are fun to catch. And my friend Eric, my friend and coworker Eric, I don't think he's watching the live stream now, but he's a trout fisherman. I mean, that he's a fly fisherman. He goes all over the country and catches fish all the time. And I don't even, I mean, he's a, I don't want to say he's an expert fisherman, but I don't know anybody who fishes more and more effectively and at a real challenging thing. I mean, fly fishing, but he goes all over. Yeah. Eric, he's next level. Um, Catching trout. I don't know if he keeps them, eats them, or lets them go. I assume lets them go. He seems like a let them go guy. Maybe smoked trout. Okay, I could see maybe the if it's smoked being okay. And so yeah, those who are asking, yeah, I'm a vegetarian, but my doctor said that he really wants me to eat fish. So I'm officially a pescatarian now. But I don't eat fish all that often, I have to admit. The bulk of the fish I eat are usually in sushi. A little bit of raw tuna now and then is about it. I don't eat much fish. Not that I don't like it. I don't like cooking it because it makes the house smell. But anyway, I don't know how we got off on that tangent, but dun, dun, dun. So yeah, I'll address this, and I know I've been talking about this a lot too. But see a job posting, I just want you to know Linux, like it said, continue. I forget what they stand for, but CI/CD automation, like Ansible, Puppet, or just Bash scripting. The key is though to use the exact phrase and the exact words that they use when you're applying. And it's so lame, but AI was supposed to make, like those first level bot, like weeding through the applications better, but it just made it worse because if you don't use those exact things, it doesn't register it as a match. And so, yeah, just make sure like whatever they say, don't in your resume is not the place to show your intelligence by rephrasing what they're asking for. Does that make sense? I mean, you can explain during an interview how well you understand the topics that they presented by talking more about them and using different words and explanations and talking comfortably about them, but not in your resume. In your resume, you want it to be exactly what they asked for, using the exact words, even if it seems like it's a lamer resume. Again, you're trying to get past those initial hurdles. So yeah, get off my soapbox. But yeah, that's really, really important and dumb, but important. When I looked at CompTIA content, I mean, additional general knowledge. I guess it depends. I only have done a couple CompTIA things. I did Linux Plus, and they don't specifically mention anything commercial even in the current objectives. I don't think anything. Gosh, I don't think they mentioned anything. And then the other CompTIA exam that I didn't complete the course. The course was completed by Bob. I can't remember his last name. Trainer at CBT Nuggets, because I had started the pen test course. And then I left CBT Nuggets, and so he completed the pen test course. But I've talked about that before. It wasn't a good fit for me because pen test talks about how to be icky. I mean, it's for a good cause, but it didn't fit into my psyche. I had a really difficult time teaching the pen test stuff. But anyway, Bob finished it up. But they did mention some brands, but it wasn't pushing brands. I mean, they mentioned like there are some options for pen testing software things, but none of them felt like they were giving priority treatment or recommendations to one company over another. And the only time that they did mention it that I noticed in the parts that I did, it was when there were several that they could, like mention a bunch of them, and never did they give priority to one. They mentioned like there are open source ones and there are commercial ones that, do more things, but it's not open. I thought they handled it really, really well. At least, again, I didn't finish that course. I didn't do the second half, but I was really impressed with how they did it, but I don't know if that is true across the whole gamut. I just don't know that. Pennsylvania, small walleye, top of the list. Oh, I want to go fishing now. Neil, we got to go fishing, buddy. I know it's like the season's about over, isn't it? I mean, is fall fishing even a thing? I don't know. Neil and I have gone fishing maybe just one time, but did we just go one time? Is that all we've done? And it was a horrible, miserable day. It was a good day, but not a good fishing day, nonetheless. Okay, I'm gonna scroll through a lot. If I miss something, you might have to ask again. But I feel bad. I'm so far back in the comments here because I was just talking. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, when I took it, I was pretty impressed with it, and that is difficult. If they were asking for specific flags on stuff, a lot of the ones that needed flags, there was like a simulation, and you could use help, I think, in the simulation to like look up the flags. I don't think the man pages were there. It's been a couple of years. I don't remember. That's a bummer though. I'm sorry that you had a rough experience there. If I recall though, you passed it. It was just tough. Sorry if I'm bringing up painful memories there, but yeah. Oh, I didn't think about that. That's probably a good use case too. Also, Good Fishy and Neil, same person, I think, on two platforms here. So, which is fine. Look at all those views I'm getting on Twitch. Yeah, that's actually an interesting idea too. Pseudo command with great power. I'm scrolling through. This is my scrolling through face. Yes, we can get fish oil, and my doctor said that is something I could do, but he would rather I actually eat the fish, and specifically cold water oily fish, I guess. So when I use that as a reason to eat shrimp, I don't I'm not necessarily going with what the doctor was hoping I would do, but yeah, anyway. Yeah, I could though. I think his thought was it isn't as good as eating the fish itself, but scrolling. Dwayne, yes, I always forget. Thank you for continuous integration, continuous delivery. I always forget what they mean. I mean, I kind of know what they mean, but I always forget the words. I'm so far behind, and we're almost out of time. I might have to declare comment bankruptcy. You guys are doing great. Okay, good. I caught up. Okay, good. Ha ha ha. Wait, you're not Good Fishy? I thought you were Good Fishy. Oh, okay. Who's Good Fishy then? Somebody. I'm so sorry, Good Fishy. I thought that was you. You are my youngest. Oh, and that's why you just popped in. Hi, Lizzie. Sorry. Okay. And now I'm looking at the icon. That's clearly not Neil. Okay. I owe Lizzie an apology. Yeah, she's laughing at me in the other room, but I'm so sorry. My Good Fishy Lizzie. That is so Good Fishy is the daughter who had to clean up dog pee when my grandpuppy was so scared she peed the bed last night. So yeah. You could hear her laughing good. They could hear you laughing, Lizzie, and I think she's still listening from the other room. So, oh, wow, this is the first I've smiled in a long time. So thank you everyone for making this a fun live stream. Ohio Linux Fest, Fishy. So okay, Ohio Linux Fest happened, and how much time do we have? 7 minutes. I'm gonna be right back. Okay. Y'all have been talking without me, so it's okay, but I'll be right back. Yeah, I'll be right back. It'll be worth it. I didn't forget about y'all. My wife moved stuff because we're getting ready for company for the wedding, and it wasn't where I left it, but I'm out of breath too. Whoever picked an upstairs office, I don't know what he was thinking. Oh, anyway, Ohio Linux Fest. I didn't go this year. I really hope to go next year. I do. I really hope. That's like the one conference I really hope I can go to next year. But they had an online raffle. Well, they had a raffle, and you could also buy tickets online. And I won two things. I mean, I bought a lot of tickets, but I won two different things. I won an Ohio Linux Fest laser engraved mug, which is pretty cool, right? Right, pretty awesome. I've used it. It does a good job. And that's cool. And it was one of 11, and I was really excited. But the thing that was just one of a kind, super awesome, is this. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sean, you are not talented enough to paint that, and you are right. In fact, this was painted for you by Tribby, an African penguin. So in Pennsylvania, and Dwayne, are you the one in Pennsylvania? There's like an aviary something, and that's where this is from. This is a painting that they just like dunk the penguin's feet in paint and let them skitter across. And so three different color paints. Tribby was kind of being trippy. And so, yeah, this is going to go on our wall. We're going to get a frame for it. I think it's going to go in like the main part of the house, not just my office, because my wife was enamored with it too. But yeah, I won that and the mug. And then because Ohio Linux Fest, or it's just OLF now, is run by awesome people. When they sent it, they also sent a whole bunch of other like stickers, and I don't, they're all downstairs somewhere else, and I felt bad because it was taking a long time. But yeah, they sent all sorts of stuff. So yeah, we should, I don't know how many people are close enough to Ohio to make it there, but I'm really going to try to go to OLF next year, and I'll do like whenever they do their call for papers, I'll try to do a couple presentations or something while I'm down there. I did a keynote so many years ago, but yeah, I guess that's it. 3 minutes left. So our next live stream will be after the wedding. So I can tell you, my daughter knows, and I don't know if she's still watching. Two of my daughters are watching, but Lydia, the one who's about to get married, we talked about like what we're going to dance to, and this is what we'll end with because there's only 3 minutes left in the live stream. There's like songs that mean stuff to us, like that we really enjoy. Like if you haven't heard Jonathan Colton's "I'm Your Moon," it's this really sweet love song about Pluto and Charon. It's Moon because they're so close in size that they actually orbit each other, and it's just a really sweet song, and we were gonna dance to that, but it's kind of like part of the song gets mushy, and like a father and daughter dancing to a mushy love song is a little weird. And so we're like, oh, I won't do that one. And then we were going to do, what was another we're going to do? Banana Pancakes by Jack Johnson is a song that Lydia really likes, and it makes me think of her. But then there's like some super inappropriate parts of the song for a father and daughter to dance to. So we're like, ew. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a mix up. We're going to do like, we're going to start with like "I'm Your Moon" before it gets creepy. We're going to switch, like I have to make the mix really soon. That's on my list for tomorrow. Switch to Jenny, 8675309, because when I spoke, this is how it ties in. When I spoke at Ohio Linux Fest back in like 2009, I was a keynote speaker. And before we went, Lydia and I did a cover, I guess. She was a little kid sitting on my lap in my office when I was working at the school. And instead of 8675309, we did the IP address for the Ohio Linux website. And it was like 107.192.163.239 or something really weird. Anyway, so that was really special to us too. So yeah, we're going to dance to a mix up, or to a mashup. That's the word I couldn't think of. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. Yeah, my youngest is in the other room singing the IP address because she remembers it from the YouTube video we made. Oh, all right. Anyway, we're about out of time. I'll see if there's any comments I really need to address before we go. Thanks for hanging out with me, y'all. This was just a breath of fresh air. I needed this. Thank you so much. You really have no idea how much this made my whole week better. There's lots of embarrassing stories, I would think. I don't know if she said any, but let's see. Chair streams are so hot right now. Oh yeah. You didn't even see my chair. It's an awesome chair. It's a swapper chair. It has like a spring and it bounces. It's so cool. You all are here in the room. This is what it's like to be with me. You can ask the family members here. Oh man, I'm missing so much of it. Oh, Lizzie, there she goes. That's the number. 2071661922239. Yeah, it is no longer their IP address, just so you know. And that's it. It's 4:00 my time. I am going to go with a smile on my face. I'm going to continue straightening up my office and getting ready for our house to be filled with family members staying for the wedding. Thanks for your continued patience. I make no promises for what's going to happen this next week, but after that, things should hopefully get back to normal. Anyway, we'll see you later. Wave, buddy. Got to come up with a name for him. And have a great rest of your weekend, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Really, y'all made my day. And I will see you later. Now I'm stopping the stream. This is the time when